Ну что ж, мы вывалили. Так, мне интересно, под словами «поднимите авторитет» надо вкачать именно авторитет и полицейскую волну, чтобы, типа, надавить на них? Типа, я здесь коп. Или чё? Потому что, очевидно, они меня не уважают. Так, Заборина.
The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still hasn't.
Это понятно, это мы уже осмотрели. Так, ух ты, там тут на крыше стоит. А я как на крышу могу забраться? Как мне забраться на крышу? Так.
What do you see? 200. This could be the combined weight of...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Так, был человек с крайней степенью ожирения.
The fat guy from the mess hall isn't that obese. He's more like a farm boy. Definitely not 250 kilograms on his arm. You have to admit, he's the best fit we've got.
Ну да. Так, может, это был
Maybe
великан?
it wasn't.
Скорее всего, нет.
I do. The fat guy. I think I heard them call
No.
him Angus. Most likely to have carried the victim over.
But why?
Но почему?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Жертва была без
Even
сознания?
easier to carry on a stretcher or between two men. Anyway, it's for future
Так.
200.
He might be right. Two.
The fat guy from the mess hall isn't that obese. He's more... Maybe it wasn't.
Скорее всего, нет.
I do.
But why?
Yes, they could have
Мы
used...
могли бы
I'm not
прочесть
assuming it isn't, but it's still helpful. Is there anything else?
Да уж нет, так. Я просто думал, можно будет осмотреть эти следы еще раз и что-нибудь из этого получить. Так, вы два урода. Чё ты там пальчиком тыкаешь?
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
А, этот-то.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
By the way, kipped is a racial slur.
Так, это пережиток прошлого. Дебил использует такие слова. Позираю тебя, Кун, ты выставил себя полным дебилом. Да, но ты, наверное, имел в виду... Что не имел, но у меня есть несколько вопросов. Ты выставил себя полным дебилом.
Uh...
Мэ.
Choking, Kuno! The faggot has got you in a chokehold!
Kuno's not fucking choking.
Так, да, я тебя хорошо придушил.
Like fuck you did. Kuno's gonna keep saying kipped forever now. Kipped.
Угу.
Shit. The fuck did you want anyway? You got your fuck back down. Now let's talk normal shit.
Ты хочешь говорить нормально?
Yes. Kuno wants a normal conversation. Ask normal shit, please.
Thanks. Никаких
Kuno
новых...
doesn't...
Да, это я понял, что тебе насрать это слово совсем. А это что за зверь?
I'll die before I squeal, pig!
Ребенок?
What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games! I'd rather die than squeal!
Get the fuck out of here, face! You got done! Talk...
Понятно. Поодиночке их разговаривать тоже не удастся. Такс. На крышу вот туда как-то можно было бы попасть. Но как? Пройти по вот этому вот дерьму всему? Нет. Такс. Ничего в комнатушке Куна там нового не появилось. А, туда можно пройти? Так, обязательно. Сейчас мы это и сделаем, пожалуй. Только надо отсюда будет спуститься. Я хотел пробовать зайти наверх, вот сюда как-нибудь. А туда никак не зайдешь, с этой стороны. Ладно, хотя бы прошмыгнем здесь, осмотримся. Так, мы тут прыгали отсюда. Так, вот вся эта индустриал зона. Лестницы здесь нет, ладно. Это было бессмысленное путешествие. что ж, хотя бы мы что-нибудь, да, узнали. Мы увидели зато, что можно пройти в дверь, которая стоит с той стороны. Хотя подождите. А не могу ли я Нет, наверное, не могу спрыгнуть еще раз, чтобы пройти через дверь еще раз. Ладно. Так, им побежали. Раз можно попытаться ломануться в соседнюю дверь, то почему бы нам этого, как говорится, и не сделать? Можно было, правда, вывалиться еще в ту сторону или сходить к Джойс, поговорить с ней. Так, такой. Это неправильно. Окей. А, кстати, можно с Рене еще поговорить по пути.
Son, you've really let yourself go. It's a disgrace. But Coach Physical Instrument is going to get you back in prime condition. Even if it takes 1,000,000 push-ups.
Тренер, грубая сила. Будешь, значит, рад, что я слабака-дрявка, чтобы замотивировать.
Does a master swordsman insult his own blade? No. I'm going to turn you into an athletic benchmark, you big pussy.
Так, точно, тренер. Выкуй из меня органическую сталь.
It's going to take blood, sweat, piss, and tears. But when I'm done with you, boy, you will be a master athlete.
Так, подожди, а мочи это почему?
When a man sets his mind and body on something and gives his 110%, he is sometimes going to piss himself. It just happens. No shame in that.
Давай, погнали.
Behold, world. Here walks a sportsman, hands choked and hair kept back with a bandana. The Homo Athleticus.
Окей. Так, и что, вот я так и не разобрался с вот этими вот всеми шкафчиками мыслей. Так, бомжиков у меня стоит. И что? Так, меня, кстати, скоро навык качну. Трепет, лимит, повышение получается больше из них, продажи тары. Белый траур какой-то. С авторитет. Нет, авторитет ничего не нужен. Минус 2 эмпатия, хладнокровный. Минус 2 энциклопедия. Энциклопедия-то мне нужна, а как бы. Минус трус, дохляк и нелепая медуза. Так. Временный бонус за исследование. Минус 2 к энциклопедии. Интенсивная тренировка. Я не совсем понимаю, как это все работает. Проблема. Или типа мне вот это вот дадут, типа дадут бонус. Всего-то 40 минут будет идти. Что почему бы и нет. Так, Рене.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
Так, Рене, я нашел твою будку.
The Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you.
Ну, это я не
I'm an
про.
old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
Так, ты видел что-нибудь?
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Кто-нибудь тебя подменял?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
А твой товарищ?
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Вау.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean,
То есть?
Look, officer, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
the
Декоративный?
possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiners' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Так, такая зависимость только еще больше ослабляет человека. Но это всего лишь один человек. Нам нужна программа вернуть всех стариков на рынок труда, мотивировать дедушек. Нужен собирать ренту за свои услуги. Так, том, чтобы собирать бутылки, нет ничего плохого, я тоже этим подрабатываю. Например, свой пакет для тары. Понимает, да, в какой-то степени.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
Ладно, я видел фотографию, но не был ты.
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the...
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Ладно.
Yes, like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
На круговом перекрестке я видел старую статую Филиппа Третьего.
Ah, yes! King Philip III, on his steed. A reminder of what Rivershell once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
Опять электрохимия влезла.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
И как должен править истинный король?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Так, мне кажется, правитель прежде всего должен думать о людях, а не о себе, сильный правитель, который не боится. Так, первый вариант.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him.
Что там насчет было кокаина?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple-nosed candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
Понятно.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Rivershell's finest years.
Кокаином.
I'm satisfied with this
Меня удовлетворяет
explanation.
это объяснение.
Of course.
Ну да, да.
Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms.
Высшими мирами.
Of course, it all makes sense.
Что обретает смысл-то? Вот я вот не понимаю. Вот, соответственно, вести без подпитки. Монарха такое поведение безответственно. Наркоманы не должны же управлять тяжелой техникой, но что целой страной.
From what I've seen of the officers of the Elysium... But I don't want to get into a debate about drug policies. Right.
Ладно, тогда сменим тему. Мы играем в воронки.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Это связано с теми отверстиями от пуль, что я везде вижу.
Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Понятно.
Why what?
Почему что? Почему применили тяжелые
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Это вы применили против них артиллерию.
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Так. Надо было выбрать место подальше от людей и домов. Зачем тюжить их здесь, в Мартинезе?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
Плацдарм.
Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Rivershell. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Rivershell during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Задумчиво кивнем, повернемся лицом на северо-восток.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Так, погоди, коалиция?
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
Это объясняет повреждение.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Да, это я заметил.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Rivershell, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still all influence.
Партия сказала надо, комсомол ответил есть.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Что я думаю?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Так, хотелось социалисты прокладывать путь для крепкого рабочего класса. Морские державы разгребли за нами бардак, теперь правят нами. Лицей вроде было неплохо получается, коммуник просто не понимает, как работают деньги. Эх, позор.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Rivershell, or even if that damn clan Rivershell had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Кто был этот Фрисель?
Damn Rivershell. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
Ты говорил о Гийоме.
A true king in both blood and mind led Rivershell before Rivershell. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
И кто такой этот сюзерен?
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Fifth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Ладно. Спасибо за разговор.
Hey,
Кто? Я?
yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Так, подожди, что? Прошел срок, что ты готов приступить к строительству коммунизма? Подожди, снова?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Так, пока что не получится, но пока найти надо с любовью, что ж тебе искать ее побольше. У меня с любовью все отлично, прекрасно все получилось. Всем пора перестать искать.
This conversation isn't really about love. Try to keep up, okay? This is about the communism you've promised to build. Word on the street is it's going to be 10,000 times larger than any communism previously attempted. Is that true?
Владимир Ильич, уймитесь, пожалуйста. Откуда же взялся этот слушок?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich,
Я такое
sodomize the
говорю.
landowners, impale all people, who have more than 25 real in their pocket.
Это и меня
Literally
касается.
murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs.
А, да,
That
это на
kind of
меня
stuff.
похоже. Я не говорил о таком. Кое-что умеренное, но не вот это.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
В чем суть-то его?
Failure. It's
Крахи.
about failure.
В крахе?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
Окей.
You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
Класс.
Now get to work, comrade.
Так, закатать рукава и начать строить? Или слишком утомительно? Это не по мне. А давай, почему нет?
Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Еще выше закатываем рукава. Так, еще. Социал-экономический мазовизм. -2 визуального анализа. Это, конечно, все весело, да. Так, решение. А какой бонус мне за это причитается? За -2 визуального анализа, который у меня будет практически на нуле, если я его сейчас вкачаю. Так. Может мне авторитет действительно качнуть, чтобы хоть как-то надавить? Почему бы нет? Так. Мы вообще шли куда-то, насколько я помню. У нас была какая-то определенная цель. Кто эти люди? А, это девочка, которая тут стоит в книге.
Hello again, sir.
Так. Здрасте.
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Зачем кому-то читать о преступлениях?
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
Я и сам
You
полицай.
don't look much like a policeman.
И как же он должен выглядеть, по-твоему?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
Я не выгляжу как Дик Малин. Я вот точь-в-точь. Видишь, ведь на самом деле ты похож на парня с картинки. Но стильное тело не так уж и важно для хорошего полицейского. Важно... Вот что важно, пострелять по башке.
Head? Yes.
No, it's your soul. Your blue soul.
Знаете, как вкачал авторитет, тут же полез.
No, your resilience.
Важно упорство. Так. Упорство и решительность. Этот Малин выглядит как... Кто? Хампельман? Лицо. Кто станет уважать такого? Он даже нарисован неправильно. Нужно упорство и решительность.
That's a bit childish.
Шкаф яиц не подвезли. Бам! Малин словак.
Obviously,
так.
sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
Что-нибудь надедуцирую. Так, у меня, в принципе, есть шанс какой-никакой.
Hello again, sir.
Ну давай, рискнем.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Что ж ты все время руки-то
What
прячешь?
do you mean, sir?
Ну... Можешь
She
показать?
looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them.
Колешься Герычем?
The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
Все хорошо.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
Ил.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
Ну, вообще да.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Ну, ты грызешь ногти. Так. Угу.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Так. Тебя за пальцы, и ты грызешь ногти, то есть переводишь бизнеса. Ты злишься на свою мать.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Так. Ну, это... Жена мастерская дедукция от лучшего детектива в городе. Ладно, хоть
It was
разок.
okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
Технический мастер-класс. Думаешь, что хочешь, девочка? Я не должен тебе ничего доказывать. Ну ж, давай испытай меня.
You're quite sober.
Вы сейчас трезвый. Наивная чукотская женщина.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Отлично себя чувствую.
I sure hope you are, sir.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. There's something you're missing.
Ты что-то упускаешь. А... Чё ж здесь не так? Почему здесь кажется таким знакомым?
Because you know each other.
Потому что вы
She's been
знаете.
talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Где? Мы раньше встречались? Должен помнить.
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time.
Не, ну я помню, что мы с ней в понедельник разговаривали.
You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologizing to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong. Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
Я пытаюсь.
Yeah, I can see. You don't have party eyes anymore.
Шальных глаз?
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
Я был бух.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks.
Меня вот
Not
нисколько не
at all.
удивляет.
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
Да, скорее всего.
Fuck yeah.
О,
You should get some party eyes right now.
да вылетает
Snap
телефон, а?
those sequins on you, boy.
Никто не понимает, о чем говорит. Сейчас что я... О, ужас!
Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
Так что ж ты мне сразу не сказал, что мы
I didn't
знакомы?
know I had to do that.
Я что-то больше не хочется играть в дедукцию. Ладно,
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
ладно, мне пора топать отсюда. Что там такое?
Coach physical instrument.
О, теперь я буду мощен. Ну,
Wait, how did you know all those hammer throw techniques? How do you know how to hold a discus? Or the world youth record in discus? Something doesn't add up here. This mushy thing between your ears didn't know the name of the city you're in, but it comes loaded with trivia about the correct chin position of a shot-put ball. Could it be that? Shut up, namby-pamby. This train of thought ends abruptly. It's leg day. Straighten your rhombus muscle. It's shirts versus skins. Take your shirt off, Namby. Your skins.
так, мне дают +2 к грубой силе, если на мне нет рубашки, и -1 энциклопедия фактов для очкариков. Окей. Так, и что я имею с этого? Так, минус драма, интеллектуализация +1. Ой. Так, внушение -1. Сейская волна. Плюс электрохимия, трепет. Окей, но мне это все, к сожалению, все равно ничего не говорит. Там, я помню, дверь есть, но мне ее просто так не открыть. Ладно, потопали. Мы вообще бежим на задний двор.
Whoa. What have we here?
Что? Мост?
A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one.
Ким?
Sure, they never cleaned up the war damage. The rest of Rivershell looks better, though.
Лейтенант, да ты глянь, щепки торчат.
The bridge is fine enough. Locals use it all the time, after all. It's nothing to worry about.
Wow. So someone's been a little boring.
Простите.
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
Ким, я скучный?
You? I wouldn't worry about that.
See? You're
Ew.
so regular and vinyl brown, he doesn't even want to talk to you about it.
Так, что ты ко мне пристаешь? На то, что я недостаточно безумен. Вообще, меньше из моих проблем.
No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very standard appeal.
Мне нравится
Of
коричневый.
course you do. And maybe some black shoes or a pristine white shirt to go with that. It's official. My lord's coppo type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out telefax.
Телеграм, погоди. То есть теперь это будет моим копотипом?
Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits.
Почему нет?
Done and done. No actual communiques will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic.
Окей, мне дали еще одну. Слушай, сколько мыслей ты пособирал? -2 к внутренней империи. Ой-ой-ой. Ой-ой-ой. Так, ладно. Мне дадут дойти сегодня. Кстати, там же можно сходить поговорить с этой, с Джойс. Типа, рассказать ей про нашу встречу с тем отродьем, которое сидело в кабинете контейнеров. Привет, бабуль. Я тут новые новости притащил.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Я тут поговорил с Эвраром.
You have?
Мгм.
And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Прекрасный человек. Герой рабочего класса. Он не мой кумир, я истоком капитала. Какая разница, что я о нем думаю, Мне он не понравился.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, worm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her she'll like you for it.
Понравится. Господин Урод помогает мне в поисках моего пистолета. Я мог ему сделать борщ еще горячее.
Did you now?
Да.
What sort of borscht is he making?
Борщ. Этот повар, и это варево позволяет поддерживать определенный уровень алкоголя в забастовщиках. Помогает им бастовать.
The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
Нет, я не так, я просто ручку повернул вот так. Типа...
Beyond curious. I will choose to interpret that as you turning the alcohol in the strike brew down. For the sake of our professional relationship.
Да, надо же, она поняла, что я подразумеваю.
And because I don't like the idea of them any more drunk than they already are. What else?
Ладно, скажем про пистолет.
Oh. That's so helpful of him.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear his jaw muscle is
Не
trembling.
нервничай.
When I said be wacky, I didn't mean wildly, grossly irresponsible and damaging to the RCM.
Не подумайте ничего плохого. Просто пистолет вылился из кобуры, пока я тут прыгал.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this, to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Да.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun?
Врар говорит, что оружие вот-вот найдут. У нас пистолета нет.
Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else? Of course, detective. Just until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Такс, еще просто по поводу этой реальности.
More lessons in basic reality? My
Невозможно.
favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Так, что? Что вы такое?
What I am not is a basic term of reality.
Понятно, что ничего не понятно. Так, что это?
The girl in the old lady rags
Да.
looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Инфракультура?
Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Ладно, окей, я
I
допустим
can't.
понимаю.
That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
Такс, легендарно, слушайте. Это белая проверка. Где мы?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Беби, пупсик.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
Я сам пережиток диска.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Понятно. Ага. А что такое Мартинес?
Martinez is a district of Rivershell. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Так, вы упомянули море, как оно называется?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Rivershell. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Ну, океана.
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Так, и как называется наш остров?
Caillou. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea. Misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch. The Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her and to humanity at large.
Так, расскажите мне подробнее о Мартинезе.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Так, расскажите мне о другом, возможно, более фундаментальном аспекте
I would be
реальности.
happy to. What is a preposterously expensive education for, if not sharing?
А, Давайте попробуем.
It remains a
Hey.
mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
Ну тогда у меня
Glad to
уже
have been of
все.
assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Вы на яхте?
Why, yes I am.
Так, у вас есть права на яхту?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
Тогда претензий нет.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
Интересно, если я попробую потребовать.
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
Что произошло во время второй?
The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Теперь не... Тем не менее, я все равно должен проверить ваши права.
Actually, you don't.
В смысле?
The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little-known fact among us law officials.
То есть мы не можем остановить случайных прохожих и требовать предъявить документы. Вот лажа.
Unless it's their passport. No. Do you want to ask for the lady's passport?
You need to save face if you want her respect. Demand that passport.
Да, я хотел,
Of
я
course.
именно это и подразумевал, конечно. Посмотреть?
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seigent. The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Rivershell, smiles at you. Face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
Так, вас зовут Реджойс?
Yes. But please don't call me that.
Почему?
Joyce is much more efficient.
Ладно. Вы из
My
Веспера?
husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when travelling.
Ну, все в
She
порядке.
nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
Здесь мало у кого есть своя
Of course there
посудина.
are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
На архипелаге?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Каю, я думал, мы в Ривашоле.
We are. And the city of Rivershell is on the island of Le Caillou.
Мне кажется, я начинаю ее раздражать своими вопросами. Как бы то ни было, я не видел, чтобы здесь кто-то катался на
I
своем.
haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Ким, это на тебя уже гонят.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Rivershell industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Rivershell, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Имя есть?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word it feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name. A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
Круто, конечно, на вашей яхте действительно необходимо имя.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why?
Почему?
Because it was manufactured in Rivershell East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
Как насчет стремительная форель?
What?
Ну, это же быстрая яхта. К тому же она похожа на рыбу.
I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you. My
Ладно.
slough? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Не, ну
I
мало ли
really
какие-нибудь
do, the
факты.
lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Ладно, с
Good.
яхтой мы разобрались. Что вы можете мне сказать про Wild
What
Pines?
we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Они
The
занимаются...
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
И сколько у Wild Pines денег?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Вот это жирно.
A billion?
Это...
It's a number, officer. A big one. It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands.
Вау.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
И откуда такие бабки?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormantanga on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation and madness have gone into this endeavour. Vessels pass through the Great Unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
А что такой гигантской системе нужно в таком вот месте?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8%! Это жирно.
There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Окей. Тогда у нас... Призывников нет. Опять какую-то мысль дали. 15 Индотриба, господи. Пайнс, Фельд, Купри. И что? Что мне это дает? Вон за исследований нету. Пускай будет. Пошли, Ким, нам все же надо добраться до этого интересного подвала. Можно было сбежать еще в гражданское здание, вот в это вот. Но мы туда и так завалимся, когда будем вечером искать чувака, курильщика.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Ага. Ну, стена и стена. Так, опять эти два убожества. Что это такое? Какие-то провода. Снова шланг. Я уж подумал, змея. Столы и стулья. Пули. Пуля дура. Там что-то висит. Кстати, по-моему. Там что-то, по-моему, висит.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Угу.
That's probably the door Efrat mentioned. We still need to get the key from this manana first, though.
Ах, фак, точно.